Hey guys, I don't know about you, but if memory serves me, I thought that... Oh, actually, Hunter lost that previous game. Yeah, that's true. So we have finals here, and it's gonna be Strelok going up against Hydra. So, first map's gonna be King's Jong Station, and we have Strelok spawning in the bottom right corner of King's Jong Station, and Hydra, the blue Zerg player, spawning in the top left. Should be very interesting to see the clash of styles here. Because, you know, we've seen how Hydra dealt with Happy's mech style in the semifinals. And now he's playing against Strelok, who is playing a completely different style of mech compared to Happy. So it's going to be interesting in the very least to see how Hydra reacts to this. At least I am very interesting to see to see what happens. And some of the guys before in the chat, they said, you know, when we were doing the Hydra, no, what was it, Nurchio Happy series, I think. Some of you guys said that those were the finals that could have been. I can't say I disapprove, but I think the Happy Hydra games were... I think those really could have been the finals. I really think that would have been nicer. But here we have Strelok, Hydra. Hydra doing a nice job here again, fooling Strelok a little bit and pushing that SCV all the way back. He is going to pay the price in the form of 2 Zerglings, but he's got 4 more coming towards the natural of Strelok. Strelok is not building an additional Reaper, so he'll more than likely lose the SCV building the command center, and if he doesn't, if he micros it around, then he in the very least will have his expansion delayed. 2 kills on that Reaper, and looks like, yeah, this is going to be a full wall off. Very good opening actually for Hydra. It's working out quite well. He'll be able to okay, maybe not. He almost got that supply depot, but it's gonna be cancelled anyways, as we have another one back here. The Reaper comes back to help defend. We have 2 Marines out, and Strelok will be able to push this back. Gasless opener, by the way, for Hydra so far, so no gas is coming in. Instead, we'll be having 3 queens, 4 queens. We should be having 4 queens. Where's the 4th queen? Double gas taking at 540. Very practiced build, very practiced opener for Hydra. Strelok does push that Overlord away as well. If he splits his Marines, yeah, that's what he's gonna do. He will get a guaranteed kill on that Overlord, so... Hydra may be able to get away. Yeah, probably not. Loses that Overlord, but he has bought himself enough time to build another one, so kind of unsupply blocking himself. First 100 gas going to be dumped into the lair, and we already have an armory on the way for Strelok, so probably going to open with how bad Marine push. And he's actually getting a tech lab on top of those barracks. He's taking a second gas, but I don't see a starport anywhere, so we may even be going with some sort of a mech bio build, or maybe just a pure bio build, but definitely going to open with a Hellbat poke. We have Roach Warren on the way, no Baning Nest, but a favorable position here for Hydra, because he does have the ramp, similar to to game versus Happy on merry-go-round. So we can definitely block this, but it's a lot of Hellbats. How many transfusions do we have available? One transfusion, maybe two transfusions now. That's just about it. And Happy's doing a good job targeting down the Queen with the most energy as he's pushing forward. Good drone splitting right there from Hydra. He's got 7 roaches on the way. He is definitely going to lose at least those queens. But the most important thing for him right now is not to lose any drones. He's lost 4 so far, which is good, you know. And now he can come back to mining. He will definitely be able to finish these Hellbats off. Strelok is continuing his build with adding on tanks. He's going to be taking things very slowly. So that tech lab was for the factory in the end. The barracks back in the main base, chilling. Now this is, with those tanks, this should be roach proof. And as soon as Hydra finds out about this, he's probably going to change up his style. He doesn't even have a third base yet. He is adding on additional drones. But still no intention of taking... Oh, okay, there we go. Right now, takes the third base. Is going to go and try and poke against his opponent. Oh, we'll get 2 free Hellions. Nope. So Strelok knows that he cannot move out with the Hellions. At least, not very easily. Going to scout for the third base finally. We'll see it there, so he's going to be okay. No 2 base already. You're going to try and play macro. Adds on a starport. Maybe we'll see a tech lab on that as well. As we have Blue Flame being researched, so Strelok definitely is not done yet with building Hellbats and Hellions. He definitely wants to continue that avenue of approach. And we have Tunneling Claws, Burrow, +2 attack for the roaches. Hydra definitely of a mind to play a big roach game versus Strelok on this map. Now this of course requires, or will require, Hydra to continuously keep catching Strelok off guard, to keep picking off the tanks. Every single time the tanks are not sieged, then Strelok will have to Hydra will have to make an effort to pick those off. He does lose a couple of workers over here. Well, I say a couple, but that was more like 9. And he even loses some more at the third base, as he did not have any units there, because this is his only army. Believe it or not, he only has 10 roaches. And that's it. He does deny the third base while taking a 4th. I don't think Strelok knows about that. No, he does not. As he begins Thor production. And more roaches are gonna come onto the field. Look at the Zerg. He's almost fully saturated. And now is the time to add on the Infestation Pit and the Hydralisks. And okay. Nice catch there by Hydra. Again, just preventing taking losses. That's pretty much all you want to do. Again, sending the roaches to tank the shots. And killing the medevac in the end with the queens. Very nicely done. And now these roaches are gonna deny this base from coming up almost forever. Hydra in a very good position. I mean, he's saturated, he's got the tech that he wants to have. He's gonna be pretty much a big pain in the ass for Strelok from this point on with those burrowed roaches and the burrowed units. Look at how active he is with those units all the time. This is so good. Now getting the Hive, moving on into Vipers and Hydralisks, so very smoothly and fluently. Very smooth transitioning we are seeing from Hydra. Still did not break these rocks down. That can be a vulnerability in his gameplay, but other than that, he's just playing a perfect game. And Strelok, with his very slow style of play. You know, I'd almost say that he's playing right into the cards of Hydra, because unlike Happy, who focuses on early Hellion run-bys and Hellbat and Hellion attacks throughout the mid-game, Strelok is more of a tank-orientated player, and that of course means that if you skip the Hellion phase and you go straight into tanks, you're giving your opponent a lot of time. And this is part of why Hydra was able to just shoot up to 60, 70, 80 drones with almost no army being produced the entire game. Look at this, the army supply is 49 compared to the Terran's 70. So the only option basically of how Strelok could have been aggressive this game were the Widow Mine drops, which Hydra dealt with exceptionally well. And now he's taking a center base as well. He's working off of 8 gases, securing his additional expansions. And look at the production tab, it's almost full. I mean, he's getting everything. He's getting everything that he can. Wow. Did not even see that. Another Hellbat drop, this time with Blue Flame, but we have Hydras, we have Roaches in sufficient quantities to take this out. The drones have been pulled even beforehand, because these Overlords, they just see everything. We have another drop at the faraway right location here. That's gonna be dealt with, because we have a Spine-Crawler Forest. Overall, 33 drones killed, but it still was not enough. Hydra still at 86. And he's probably going to try and hit Strelok pretty hard very soon. Strelok starting to add on Vikings. That's going to be very important because of the Vipers. You want to keep killing those off if you can. Strelok also has a couple of Ravens which you can use for point defense drones or Seeker missiles potentially, but I think it's going to be more for Seeker missiles. Oh nice! Abducting the Thors, because those are the meaty, heavy-hitting units. You can always blinding cloud the tanks later, and this was a mistake from Hydra, losing all of those Vipers pretty much for no gain. And this is always going to happen. You are always going to be losing Vipers. Whenever you get into the range of the Terran army, you're always going to lose Vipers. So if you're going to close in with them, you better make some use of them. And Hydra, wow, he's just taking the entire map everywhere. I'm not entirely sure if Strelok realizes that this is not a unit and it's actually an expansion. It looks like it's Hydra is going to strengthen his army, reinforce it with locusts from the swarm hosts. He's got very nice upgrades. Strelok starting to build the planetary fortress and tank lines everywhere, but over time, with the bustling economy of Hydra, who will be on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 expansions actually. I'll make it 6 because the main base will be mined out very quickly, but still. 6 expansions versus pretty much 2 mining bases, as the main base is mined out already for Strelok. A little bit of a slow reaction there. Could have definitely picked off a tank or 2 there with the Viper. But, nope. Right, I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but I guess those roaches are going to come after those Hellions, who could do a lot of damage. In the meantime, Ravens are being abducted on the southern part of the map. Vikings as well. Hydras are going to try and shoot those down, but they're going to balance to the combined firepower of the Hellbats with the Hellions. In the meantime, the roaches will have to chase after these Hellions and kill them. 51 workers have been killed so far by Strelok. 18 more are just about to pop though. And 22 swarm hosts. Now that's what I call a friggin' tech switch. 22 swarm hosts are going to be built. Now, I'm going to say this. This is not the best unit against Terran mech, I don't think. because with enough tanks you can actually offset the damage potential of the Locust. So the Locust wave comes, it does some damage to the forward buildings, but otherwise it dies in tank fire, and the buildings get repaired by SCVs, and that's about all that happens. And this continues for like several hours